happening right now, a Texas Senate committee is having a hearing discussing the state's electric grid. On that agenda, it's everything from the grid's overall reliability, how to expand the system as demand grows, and how to really manage industries that draw a lot of power.
Joining us today to break down some of these issues is Ross Baldick. He's a professor emeritus at the University of Texas who specializes in researching electric power. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So let's start with that most recent news that we heard just this week. ERCOT predicting an up to 16% chance of rolling blackouts in August as the grid is pushed to the limits during what is typically our hottest month. Can you put that into perspective for us? How serious is that, and how does this compare to years past?
Well, I think it is potentially quite serious. To the best of my knowledge, we have not in ERCOT had widespread rolling blackouts in summer in any recent years, perhaps ever. Of course, we had rolling blackouts in the winter storm in February 2021, but summer, generally speaking, has been a time where electricity demands are high, but ERCOT generators have come to the party and been able to meet the demand. So I think this is a potentially a serious situation. Perhaps one that will be remedied going forward over the next couple of years because we've got increased announcements of new generation facilities being built. So I think on the one hand it's quite serious, but on the other hand it may be just for this year at least and be remedied next year and the following year, assuming we can keep up with the growth in demand, which is pretty rapid in Texas and ERCOT.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And let's get to another big headline surrounding ERCOT. We know that there's proposed federal legislation going through a few committees in Congress right now, and it's focused on connecting Texas to other larger power grids in the nation. Can we talk about pros and cons of that?
Sure, absolutely. So first thing to observe is that we are connected, but just not in a way that invokes Federal Energy Regulatory Commission jurisdiction over the ERCOT region. So there are some limited interconnections with the rest of the world. I should point out that in the winter storm, Uri, we didn't even fully utilize those because power was tight, not just in ERCOT, but in adjacent regions. So what are the pros of connecting more strongly to the rest of the United States? Well, in emergencies, assuming there is generation available, assuming there is transmission available from that generation to ERCOT, we could have shared some of that energy and not had such significant rolling blackouts. And conversely, it's well understood that ERCOT, Texas, has a lot of renewable resources. We could, under normal circumstances, be exporting that power. So there are many pros for increased capacity. The cons are it's not free. We have to spend money on that transmission. And historically, it's been very difficult to make the case for building transmission, let's say, across Oklahoma to more strongly connect Texas to states east of that, or build transmission across New Mexico, for example, to more strongly connect ERCOT to states west of that. Without those sort of strengthenings, which are not going to come cheap, just increasing the immediate interconnection capacity with the immediately surrounding regions is not, I think, going to do a lot for us. So there are potential, lots of pros in terms of trading energy and particularly trading under emergency conditions. But the cons, so to speak, is that will require quite deep infrastructure expenditures, a lot of transmission build. And the fact is, even despite recent federal moves, it's very difficult to build transmission.
So this Senate committee that's meeting today is discussing the impact of energy-intensive cryptocurrency mining facilities. They use a lot of power. So you add to that all of the large industries that are coming to Texas, like Samsung in our area here. How can we limit the impact that these facilities have on our system?
That's a great question. I'll first address crypto. The way crypto works is that they have some servers, use some electricity, and sell the resulting bitcoins or other cryptocurrency. It turns out that they only profit if wholesale electricity prices are below about $100 a megawatt hour. whenever we get into tight situations, electricity prices are always above $100 a megawatt hour. So the crypto is really not a problem from the perspective of tight situations. What is a problem is significant growth in industrial consumers that expect 24/7 power and have limited flexibility. Flexibility means, similar to the crypto miners, an ability to switch themselves off or reduce their power consumption. So one thing I would be looking to is to ensure that when those new industries are coming to Texas, we either make very sure that the generation capacity is being built to supply them if they're 24/7 load, or encourage them to be flexible and be prepared to be switched off or consume less energy when there are tight grid situations, particularly tight grid situations where residential consumers are being blacked out, such as in the rolling blackouts, the not so rolling blackouts of the February 2021 winter storm.
Professor Ross Baldick, thank you so much for your insight and making this digestible for our viewers. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. You're welcome.